Well, hello everybody and welcome along to this very first episode of Euro Truck Simulator 2, in which we are going to be doing, in this episode, pulling not one, but two great big Dasher trailers. And today's vehicle is going to be the Scania RJL 164. Look at this beast, it is absolutely amazing. So as we go ahead and take a look inside this interior, we can see it's beautifully mapped out. This is a mod that I got from the Steam Workshop. So yes, as you can see, all the dials are there. We've got the handbrake, we've got the Scania Vabis sign behind us, which is all looking very perky. And we have the handbrake that goes backwards, and forwards. Amazing. Right, so yes, I think without further ado, we should start our engines up and then get going. Yes, we are now on this voyage together as one. So hopefully we can actually make it out of this yard. As you can see in my offside mirror, this thing is absolutely huge. It's like pulling two trucks at once. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a left out of the yard and make our way out of this place. Now, unfortunately, I do not have a track IR bolted to my head, so turning out of the yard or left or right or anywhere else is actually pretty difficult. I have to rely on the directional pad on my steering wheel, like the poor peasant that I am. However, I am driving on a steering wheel, so that is a lot better than driving on one of the controllers I did used to do. Now, as we get to these set of traffic lights, you can see on my satellite navigation, we're going to be doing a left, going to the end of the road, doing a right, going to the end of that road, and doing a left. And it seems to go to the end of that road as well, and then doing a right. So as we get to these traffic lights, we're going to do a slight left here, and... oh, hello, my steering wheel seems to have gone on the wonk. I'm not quite sure what that is. Perhaps I've not calibrated it right. I don't know, but we will endeavour to continue this journey with my wonky steering wheel, it seems. Right, well, we're getting to the end of this road. We're going to do a hard right. Now, I must remember that we are in Calais and not in England. I am not a French driver, so I'm not used to this side of the road. So we're going to go now around to the right. Oh my god, almost hit that caravan. Right, oh my god, it's going Pete Tong now. I've almost hit my trailer on the wall. Oh, dearie me. Did we get away with that? I think we got away with it. If not, pretend to look away and look to the left of the vehicle, because I almost balls that one up straight away. Forgetting that I am actually two trucks long, so need to bear that in mind when doing these turns, because it really is starting to make it very difficult around these little roads. Well, when I say little roads, they're not little roads, they are actually major roads, but being the truck size that I am, it actually makes it feel like I'm driving on a miniature Scalextrics. So we're going to do a left here. I'm hoping the steering wheel doesn't go wonky, but I've got a funny feeling it's not been calibrated right, so it probably is. So yes, it appears that I have not calibrated my steering wheel correctly. So as I kind of go over the 250-degree mark towards the left, it appears to go kind of full lock ultra fast, and that's not very good really. Thankfully we don't have too far to go, so hopefully if we can kind of limp it to the finishing line and hope that we don't really have to kind of turn left too much. Thankfully we've now got a right at this roundabout, so that will kind of hopefully make it easier. I must remember that I am two trucks long and not one truck as we go around here, because it is actually very difficult. Especially of a man of my calibre, not very good, I must admit. But we're giving it a go. It's something different from the LSPDFR episodes, so it should be kind of fun, really. Let's hopefully we don't get pulled over by a policeman in this one, eh? So as you can see, we have our sat-nav here on the left, and it's saying only 147 going to 146 miles any minute now. It is actually going to be quite a short little video we're doing today, just kind of stretch our legs and dip our toes into the water and see how this goes, really, as I quite enjoy playing these games, so I might make a few more videos on this. You have to let me know in the comment box below whether you enjoy this type of video, perhaps a different type of vehicle or different setting, perhaps somewhere else other than Calais. Not that I am an Anglophile or whatever it is, a Francophile I believe actually, It's just that obviously France can actually be pretty boring. However, we do have the Vive la France added pack, so I think that kind of entitles me to a few extra small little towns and bits and bobs like that. So yes, we're going to be now jumping on to this motorway and now the tunnel Zoulemanche, and cracking on with getting there. Hopefully we need to take this very carefully and slowly, and I think we're going to make it. Oh, yep, we've made it. Brilliant, fantastic. So now we've got to somehow try to get this big lug up this hill, which hopefully isn't too much of a problem. I am running at 550 brake horsepower of Scandinavian horses. So this is brilliant. We're now making our way across onto the motorway any second now, where we can tow it. So now that we're on the motorway, I can concentrate a little bit better now on talking and not crashing, as it's a bit easier to drive this vehicle on the motorway. Yes, for anyone that's interested, this vehicle is on the Steam Workshop. I will try and leave a link in the description below, and you can see it's modelled on the old Scania 4 interior. So we're looking at probably a 16, 17-year-old Scania. However, I've given it a little lick of paint in classic cream and a nice maroon burgundy colour to kind of give it that retro look. But yes, as you can see, the interior is looking very kind of old. It's not all digital as the brand new Scanias. It is a very old, kind of in the same region of like a Euro 3, I want to say, or a Euro 4 Scania, in that kind of era. And as you can see, where we've got the revometer to the right is the speedo, and just above there's a little key that you would turn anti-clockwise or clockwise, pull that back, and that's where you'd put your old paper tachograph discs to record your driving log. A little bit of neat information there for you guys, just keeping you in touch with the local trucking news there. So as we're making our way along this road, which is never ending, we are slowly starting to eat away at the miles. We've got 2 hours and 20 odd minutes to go, and we shall be there hopefully. Yes. So you guys have to tell me what you think about this truck, whether I should give it a new lick of paint or if I should go for a different Scania perhaps. It's personally, I might have to update the engine pack and see if I can get the old open piped V8 sound in there. So that sounds pretty beefy, but I'm quite happy with the look of the interior. It does look very nice. All the animations appear to work. There's trouble is with a lot of these mods, some of the authors don't do the greatest of interiors, which is kind of upsetting really, because that's kind of, on this type of game, any kind of simulator where you're driving, you spend most of your time inside the actual vehicle. It's not like an arcade racer where you sit out looking at the vehicle from the outside. You're actually inside this vehicle. So top marks to the author for making this mod as detailed as possible on the inside as well as the out. So as we're through this péage and we've paid our little bit of money, which, well, to be honest, we've just started the péage part. This is the toll for this part, and then we're going to go to the other end of the motorway where we will go through another toll and pay what we owe to the French authorities. We went through the tag lane, which meant that, like it does in real life, if you go under a certain speed and you've got a little go box, it's a UTC box actually, I believe, in France. It's like an Oyster card. It's wireless, it's contactless, so that it recognises it as you go through the lane. I think it's about under 30 kilometers an hour. It's as long as you don't go through there any faster, what will happen is it will pick up the signal of this box, the toll will open, and it will store the information of where you got on, and then when you come off of a zoning kind of péage motorway, that's where it will charge you up until. So it's like a smart way of road tax really. So yes, we went through there just under 30 kilometers an hour. Barrier opened, saved us stopping, saved the fuel economy, saved the planet. How brilliant is that? All in one. So we're now in 11th gear, which is amazing, because I thought I'd actually put the gearbox in that was actually a 10-speed gearbox. So I don't think I did that. So full of mistakes, but there we go. So what's the time now? It's yeah, a little after 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I think we're going to make this without actually having to do a rest stop, which is a good thing, because to be honest, it was only was it a bit over a 3-hour journey, so we could have done that in one stint quite easily. So we're now making our way along this motorway. I'm not sure what this motorway is actually called, and on my sat nav it doesn't actually give me a motorway name or number, which is something perhaps SCS should think about doing. It would be quite good than rather waiting for the motorway signs if our sat nav was to actually pick up where we were, other than just the red and yellow lines. So yeah, what is getting quite exciting really is that we're getting very close to our destination now. So we're an hour and a half away, or an hour and 25 minutes away, and a little closer to where we need to be, which is brilliant. So we seem to go, wow, what is that on the left? I think that's some kind of power plant, isn't it? Is that an electrical distributor? No, I'm not quite sure. It's not the national grid, is it? Could be like a local distribution centre where they inlay some power and outlay it again, transform it, diffuse it, whatever. I don't know, but it looked pretty. Oh my god, we're getting done in by this little mini coach. What an absolute disaster. Just like in real life, they're limited to 62 miles an hour, and we are unfortunately limited to 55 miles an hour, or 56 miles an hour. So never going to win that race, are we? But I'm pretty sure if it was to be unlimited with the weight behind me and going down a hill with perhaps the breeze and a gentle push, we may just win that race, but not today, because unfortunately we are limited. So now we're making our way. The weather's actually holding up for us pretty well, so hopefully we don't need to use our windscreen wipers and not have to wash the truck afterwards, as it should be nice and clean, hopefully. No bug spatters on the windscreen. Happy days. We can park her up and then go home and have some dinner. So as we approach this quite long straight, I think we should take the time to have a little look outside and show you how long this vehicle actually is. Just press number 2 and there we go. There we have it, guys. That is huge. It's absolutely huge, it is. And although it doesn't feel too long on the motorway, once we get into town it's no joke. What I'm not looking forward to is getting to the actual place itself and having to park her up. I may go for the easier park, to be honest. So yes, as you can see here, we're going into the lane with the T, which means tag. We'll slow down, bring it down to a nice gentle slow, and there we go. It's picked up our UTC box and we can go through. I kind of fluffed that up a little bit, went a bit too slow, and we've lost all our momentum, and now we're getting overtaken by everyone and their brother. So as you can hear in the background, we've actually got the music started to play, which I believe, well actually I know it's not a case of believing, it's we're being told it's almost over. The delivery's kind of almost at an end. We're running out of time and we need to get there sharpish Turkish. So as we do a slight right and head towards Paris, we're going to get onto this motorway and hopefully, fingers crossed, I mean it can't be too much further, can it? I mean we've got 21 miles to go and I can't see on my sat-nav anywhere of where we're going to be dropping off. So this should be quite interesting to say the least. Are we just dropping off at a lay-by? It can't be. I don't think there's actually one where you do just drop off at a lay-by. However, I have seen trucks that do that in real life. They just pull over at a lay-by, drop their load and go. And then obviously the truck driver that comes along picks it up. There's normally tandem drivers. I don't know if you know the company, but DPD, the delivery, they have a hub in Maidstone in the United Kingdom and in Germany, and they ferry to and from there. And they use I think it's the E42 just before Liège. They use a lay-by there, which they drop a lot of their tandems off, and the driver's already there with a different vehicle and a different driver, but he picks up the load, and then he goes on his merry way to carry on to Germany, and the other driver goes back to Maidstone to pick up the rest of his cargo from the Maidstone depot. So yes, I almost went into the back of that truck, but not quite sure why, but my lights are reflecting very bright off this back of the truck. I think it's actually a Cheru trailer that we're stuck behind at the moment. And typical, we get the lights at red, so we'll pull forward. I'm not quite sure why my lights are so bright. I haven't got full beams on, but it's very illuminated, I must say. If any of you are wondering what the TIR stands for, it's actually Trans International Roadways. It's kind of a symbol and a marquee of the Masters of Haulage. So that's a little tidbit for you guys to know. So yes, as we get back to it, we're now approaching the 4-mile mark, 3-mile mark soon, and I can't see where we're going to be dropping this. So we'll take it slow and we'll hang back, because I need to obviously make sure that we can actually fit to where we're going. It's all about, with vehicles this size, planning. You don't go into it blindfolded. And there we go. Right, I can see the white outer circle where we're going to be going, kind of flashing at me, as you can see just there on the sat nav. We're approaching it. Yes, as I was saying, we don't really want to particularly be going into this bull-headed and straight in. We want to kind of check our areas, make sure that there's space, and most of all take our time, because this cargo apparently is pretty precious. So we'd hate to get a mark on the naughty book on our first ever delivery. So we're now waiting for these traffic lights to change so that we can do a right into, well, I don't really want to particularly say that word on the road sign because it looks rude. Or the translation would be rude for me to say it in English. So yes, we do a nice gentle right here, and I've balls this up again already. What an absolute tit. But I think, yep, no, we did make it. We did make it. I thought I was going to cut it a bit too tight there. But however, it would look like, if you look to the left, it never happened, as we say. So we're going to go past this total garage, and it looks like we're going into an industrial estate. So it's nice to know that it's actually quite a big road, really. So if it is on the right, which it does look like it's going to be, we're going to probably have to be on the left-hand side of the road and then swing it in slowly into the right, as you would do with a vehicle of this size. So I'm not actually quite sure. I don't think it's this right. No, this would be, I think it's actually to buy a building. Yeah, it'd be to buy a building. We don't want that. We want Jodis. I don't know if that's how you said it right, but that's how we're saying it today. So we're going to let this car go, and what we're going to do is, because we can see it on the right hand side there, we're going to let this car go, hazard lights on, swing it around to the left. Oh God, we've got a car coming. Hopefully he uses his sense and waits. Does he? Yes, he does. Brilliant. Thank you very much, Fred. For all intents and purposes, that car driver is now called Fred. Thank you, Fred. So we're going to now go around to the right, ever so carefully, because I've got a funny feeling it's actually going to be very difficult to get in line with the green marker that's kind of being blocked by my wing mirror at the moment. And even worse of a feeling, I think it's going to want us to go around to the right, which hopefully doesn't happen, but we need to really take this one very carefully, because I don't want to be clouting the trailer in front of the window cleaner, because I'm pretty sure he's going to go running to the back and tell on me. It looks like the sort. So if we can get ourselves into the green box, there we go. Well done. Press enter, and what should we do? Do you know what? I'm going to go for something a bit more difficult than the sorry, I'm in a hurry. We'll go for the middle one. And yes, right, brilliant. Okay, it wants us to go around to the right. I don't think we're going to do it, but we'll give it a go. We need to reverse this one back out, but I think we need to check behind, make sure, yeah, okay. We've got nothing behind us at the moment, so if we reverse out, it's very difficult because this is kind of doing the opposite of the opposite. I've got two pivot points here, one on my fifth wheel and one on the tandem, so it kind of makes it extremely difficult. But if we could just, there we go back. And then, to be honest, I don't think we're going to be able to get around to the right here. I don't think there's a chance in hell. The trouble being is that the fence is not wide enough. So I think we are going to have to go around to the left, but however, because we are that long, we're going to have to do a little bit of a wiggle and then swing it around to the left, go around the back of the building with my dodgy steering wheel that I've got. Brilliant. I should not have done that really. This left is not good. I think for the next video I need to sort my steering wheel out. But yes, as I say, so we should be doing a right and a right round the back of the building, so it won't cause too much problem with the steering wheel. Fingers crossed, and anything else you can cross for me, guys. So yes, we kind of are. God, we're not going down the rabbit hole, are we, where it's going to get narrower and narrower to the point of where there's no way of getting through. That would be just about my luck, I think. So what we kind of want to do is keep it over gently to the left, because we're not going to have too much of a tail swing. I don't think those pallets there are going to cause too much of a problem. What will cause a problem is if there's anything in front of these trailers. And yes, okay, brilliant. We've got a garage right in the way and a trailer on the last bay, which would just about describe my luck for today. And we've got Jeff over there watching me. He's doing nothing, obviously not fixing the cars. And we're going to go around here, and then we're going to do a dodgy left. Oh, yep, there we go, full lock, even though I've not asked it to. So if I do hit something, don't blame me. So we're checking our near side mirror now, which for all intents and purposes is our left mirror, and we are clear. So we'll straighten up. We'll check our offside mirror, which is the right hand side mirror for the people that don't know near side and offside. And I think we can now squeeze through. So yeah, we kind of hashed it up a little bit, but do you know what? I think we might actually just do this one. We're going to come out looking like heroes. We've gone past the pivot point on the first trailer and we're clear. We've got the second pivot point, which is the first wheel of the last trailer, and once we clear that, which we have, there'll be no way of hitting anything. But now we need to watch out for that pole on my near side, because the trailer is still turned a little bit and could knock it. But do you know what, guys? I think we actually have done this one perfectly. So yes, thank you very much, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. It's been a pretty epic journey, I must say. And don't forget to comment, like and subscribe to the channel, as your help really does grow this channel. And yes, thank you very much, guys. Take care. See you soon. Goodbye.